making sure your head, neck, and spine are aligned. And spend a few moments just allowing yourself to come into yourself here in the space and moment and time that you occupy. And spend a few breaths drawing your awareness more inward as you make tiny adjustments to your arms and spine and legs to be as comfortable as you can be. And allow the weight of the legs to be received by your chair. So see if you can focus on relaxing the feet and the legs and surrendering the weight of the legs to the support of the chair.
I'm going to have to make an adjustment here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. So get yourself all aligned again. And let the legs become heavy on the seat of the chair. And if it's possible, you could move the feet around a little bit, finding the most comfortable position for the feet and the ankles. And as you release the weight of the legs, see how soft you can get the pelvic floor and your low belly. So take your awareness there into the hip joints, where the legs come into the hip sockets, and the pelvic floor and your low belly. And you could even bring your hands there, making a tactile connection along with your awareness, with the intention of feeling softness deep inside the groins and into the hip joints. And perhaps even sensing a bit of softness, spaciousness, and relaxation. And then run your awareness up your spine through your torso. Consciously connecting, consciously relaxing the low belly, your stomach and navel center. Your rib cage area houses many of your primary organs. Consciously connecting here and relaxing. Coming into the heart center. Feel around deep inside the chest around your heart center. See if you can soften and relax. Create space around the heart, the front of the heart, the sides of the heart, the back of the heart. Is in this beautiful woven basket of the rib cage. See if it can rest in its place. And then moving on up into your upper chest and your upper back, your shoulders and shoulder joints. Feeling the whole cylinder of the torso resting on your mat and relaxing the front, back, and sides of your torso. And then bring awareness into your arms and wrists and hands. Consciously connect, consciously relaxing all the way to your fingertips. If it's comfortable to have the palms turned up, the fingers softly curving, the palms soft and open. This is a gesture of safety, open palms facing out. It also has a quality of allowing for giving and receiving, or releasing and receiving. So with each inhale, as you receive the breath, allow that vital life force energy to come in and nourish you. And on the exhale, let the air leave you and clear you, or be a conduit of release. So the air comes in, it nourishes, the breath goes out, it clears. And you can assign anything to this you want. Inhaling peace, exhaling stress or worry. We'll spend a few breaths with awareness from the palms of the hands in this open cupped position, relaxing completely with the breath. Inhaling, receiving nourishment, calm, peace, awareness, relaxation. Exhaling, clearing, releasing. And with that, feel the breath move from the tips of the nostrils to the tips of the fingers on the inhale. And on the exhale, from the tips of the fingers to the nostrils, just following that channel of awareness. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, releasing. And then release that awareness and come into your neck and throat, consciously connecting, consciously relaxing the front, back, and sides of the neck. Relax the pit of the throat. Perhaps feeling the air moving in and out, the channels of the throat. And the more you relax it, perhaps a little bit more air is able to move through more easily, more smoothly. And then coming up into your head, your face, and scalp. Relax your face. Let it become smooth, serene, even expressionless. Relaxing the hinges of your jaw and the contents of your mouth, your eyes, and the center of your forehead, relaxing. And then on up into the crown. And simply for a few breaths, being connected to yourself from the crown to your fingertips to your toe tips. Consciously relaxing, and perhaps feeling the energy flowing through your whole being, connecting to this intelligence that resides throughout all of you. Consciously connecting, consciously cultivating awareness, consciously relaxing from the crown to your fingertips to your toe tips. And let each breath draw you more into awareness and deeper into relaxation with that awareness. This is an inversion. The legs are over the heart, so we'll stay here for a little bit longer, allowing yourself to receive the benefits of that. And as you do that, develop a deepening awareness of the contact points of your body and that support that's there. Receiving the weight of your body, holding you, cradling you, enveloping you. strong, stable, firm support. And see if you can feel the support of your body to your being. The essence of your soul resides in the vehicle of your body, your sacred temple. And how this is a container for your journey that protects you, carries you, allows you to act in the world and interact and have experiences of all kinds on every level. And that your journey is a sacred journey. In all that you do with your awareness, present in the moment, experiencing. And in this moment, experiencing this deepened sense of support and groundedness and stability and safety and security on the floor, on the chair, in your body. It's always there. You're just not taught to kind of regard it this way and consider it this way and experience it this way. Well, just a few more breaths quietly, experimenting around with all that for yourself in your own way. And then let's bring the arms off the shoulders in a T, as comfortably as you can for you. Palms up is fine. And if it's comfortable to reach out through the arms and palms and fingers, you can do that. And maybe even ground the arms and hands into the floor beneath you, just a little bit. It's a very gentle effort. And then roll the right ear towards the floor and just gaze out over the right hand across the room there where you are. Feeling the edge of the revolve, wherever that is for you, in the neck and throat. And then gently come back to center and then slowly roll to the left, bringing the left ear towards the floor, trying to keep the head straight off the top of the shoulders. So be mindful the chin goes directly sideways. And gazing out over the fingers now. And feeling the revolve in your neck and throat on this side. And then gently come back to center. And with the head on your mat, just rock the nose side to side, very slowly. It doesn't have to be a very big range of motion. Think of it more as a massage to the neck and throat. And then pause. And we'll lift the head as if the chin and the nose are going to come directly towards the ceiling, keeping the shoulders and the arms back. Engage the belly, engage the pelvic floor ever so slightly, and lift the chin and nose directly to the ceiling. And feel the weight of the head borne all the way down to the pelvic floor. And then let's release the head back and keeping it on the mat, lift and lower the chin, just rocking the head, neck, and throat in the opposite direction. And pause. And just take a moment to notice how that feels. Changed how my voice comes across. I noticed that in my head. the echo in my head of my voice. And we'll lift the head one more time. So gently engage the pelvic floor and the belly. Keep the shoulders and the arms back and bring your chin towards your chest. And feel how that's different from the other way that you lifted it. And then release the head back, and keeping it on your mat, just rock the nose side to side a few times. And pause and rest for a breath. And then let's gently take the legs off the chair and roll to one side and just spend a breath or two there because you've been down for about 5 or so minutes. And then use your hands to sit up and sit in front of your chair, cross-legged. And if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor this way, you could fold up your blanket under your sits bones to raise the hips up a little higher. And cross your forearms over the front of your chair. Can you fit on there? Okay, Carolyn?
Yeah, I can't
Oh.
cross my legs, but I can move the chair up and do that.
Oh, wait, yeah, you can have them out straight then. Is that possible for you?
Yes, I can do
Okay.
that.
And then put the forearms one on top of the other and bring your forehead down. And you're going to let the spine round here. So just letting the spine round and the forehead resting on your forearms. And take a few really deep breaths in and out through the nose. And see if you can feel the expansion of the belly, the whole lower rim of the rib cage area, the front, back, and sides of the ribs, perhaps even up underneath the shoulder blades to the upper chest area. And on the inhale, kind of inflates, expands that whole area like a balloon, the whole thorax. And on the exhale, it softens inward and deflates. And then if it feels comfortable, rock the head side to side, giving your forehead a little massage. And once again, also a little massage to the neck and throat. You know, I'm a big fan of the face massage, so this is a way to get some of that in. And then rest in the middle. And on your next breath, just sit up. And then let's come on up to sit into the chair. And sit on the forward third of the chair with the ankles right under the feet and the legs just as wide as the hips. Can do that okay there?
Yeah.
And then get your hands onto the seat of the chair and see if you can use that by pushing down into the hands, lengthening the torso just a little bit, and ground the sits bones and feet as you do that. And you'll feel an activation come into the abdominal area a little bit. And then see if you can keep that height and all that activation, even in the upper thighs, and release the hands to your lap. So this is a Tadasana, seated in a chair. And let's take the arms up, either with the elbows bent, depending on how that shoulder feels for you, or overhead. And thinking about perhaps making the waist even longer, keeping a gentle engagement of the front panel of the belly area, grounding the sits bones in the feet. That activates the legs. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And then let's bring the right hand down either on your hip or on the chair and tilt over a little bit, reaching across the room with your left arm, lengthening both sides of the body as you tilt, keeping the sits bones grounded. Notice if the weight starts coming off the left sit bone and foot, try to balance it back down into the chair. And then come through center and over to the other side. Keeping the torso as upright as you can as you tilt. So lengthening the spine. Inhale lengthens, exhale softens, grounding the feet, grounding your sits bones, breath is flowing. And let's inhale up and twist to the right. So the right hand can come to the chair or the seat back, left hand on or outside the right thigh, and roll from the belly button area, the waist area, allowing the rest of the upper torso, neck, and shoulders to follow rather than lead. So you might not go as far with the upper body. Focus on that upward lift through the whole spinal column, the downward grounding of the sits bones and the feet, and then freeing the spiral from the waist up through the heart, shoulders, the neck and throat, and the crown. Then gently come to center, let the arms float up, and exhale to the left.
I'm doing it backwards. Now I'm going to the right. I had it back.
That's fine. The opposite side.
Yeah.
And feel a bit of a lengthening sense with the inhale, and then a softening, deepening in the revolve with the exhale. All the while thinking of those upward downward currents, grounding and rising up and expanding. And let's gently come to center, inhale the arms up, and just fold forward on the exhale and let the head hang, lengthening the back of the neck. And the torso can come right down onto the thighs if you can get that far. And if you want support for the hands, it could either, you're good? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let the whole back body round. The head is heavy. Maybe move it around in a circle a few times. And just a couple of more breaths, perhaps holding still, really sensing the back body broadening, widening, and lengthening. The front body getting a little compression massage in the forward fold on the chair. Grounding the sits bones, grounding the feet, breath is flowing, filling the lungs, emptying the lungs. The inhale, bringing in nourishment. The exhale, clearing and softening you. And then see if you can lift and lower the heels a few times here. Working the legs, the hip, the ankles, just whatever you can do. Try and lift and lower the heels a few times. And then ground the feet and see if you can lift and spread the toes and release them down. And lift and spread the toes, release them down. And then keep the toes down, and as if you're going to grip the mat or the floor and draw it towards your feet, your heels, sorry about that, and draw the toes back like you're grasping and pulling with them. Like you would grab a blanket and bunch it up with your hands, but you're doing it with your feet. And then
Did
let
that
the
when I
feet,
had fasciitis.
yeah, that's good for that. Are you able to grab with your toes and drag them back?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, good. All right. And then let the feet rest and sit the torso up. And let's raise the arms up overhead on an inhale, side bend to the left. Just once again, working the tilts and the twist. Inhale through center, side bend to the other side. And inhale through center, twist to the left or whichever side you're going towards. Try to be mindful of lifting both sides of the body equally in the revolve so the shoulders stay level as best you can do. And then inhale through center, revolve to the opposite side. And inhale through center and sit back deeper into the chair and grab the sides or the back. I'm not sure what the back of your chair is like there. Or
It's
if you can hold hands behind it. And whatever way you can with your chair, start to draw the elbows and shoulders back. Sits bones are grounded, feet are grounded, and arch over the top of the back of the chair to whatever extent you can. Let me see what you got there. Oh, good. Well, that's good. Now lift the back of the neck a little bit.
Pardon me?
Lift the back of your neck just a little bit so it's not dropping back. Yeah. And then reach back with it. If you want to go further, keep reaching. Keep your breath flowing, feet grounded, sit bones grounded. Good. And then sit up and fold forward again, letting the torso on the exhale just drape onto the thighs. Let the arms drape down towards the floor. Let the head just gently loll forward. Yeah. And if it feels comfortable, once again, maybe rolling the head around, giving another massage into the neck and throat. Yeah. And then spend a breath or two just holding still there. And bring your awareness again to that expansion with the inhale of the belly, the side ribs, the back ribs, filling the lungs. And the exhale, emptying the lungs. The whole area deflates like a balloon contracting. The inhale expands, the exhale contracts, receiving and releasing. Inhaling, being nourished, exhaling, clearing. And when you feel ready on an inhale, sit up. And come forward onto the chair again. So you're on the forward third. And let's do a seated cat and cow here. So with your hands on the thighs near the knees, taking an arch by simply sending the pubic bone back and the shoulders back and the head up and back on the inhale. And on the exhale, just reverse that, bringing the chin to the chest, rounding the spine, turning the tailbone forward. And flow with your own breath as you inhale and gently arch. Exhale, gently round. And see if you can feel with your awareness and into your own body the movement of the spine all the way from the crown to the tail, from the tail to the crown. Trying to connect with each vertebrae, articulating along the wave of the movement of arching and rounding, massaging each vertebrae and the discs and all the structures around the spinal column, and also all the organs and tissues and muscles coming along for the ride, getting some squeezing and stretching, receiving nourishment and releasing. A couple of more following your breath. And then pause in upright position. Now, if you have enough room in the chair there, can you circulate your torso around a little bit, like churning? Yeah, okay, you've got enough space, good. So whatever extent, making a nice circle and feel like you have awareness of the weight moving around on the sit bones in each of your buttocks. And as if the torso is like a stir stick, churning and stirring. And then change direction. Now, when you do this, if you want to kind of move the spine around a little bit more, if you feel inspired to maybe move in a serpentine, if it feels natural for you. And then pause in the middle. How is your hip doing, Carolyn? Do you think you could do 4 stretch sitting here, bringing your ankle up on your thigh?
No. It goes that
No. Okay. Just cross the legs then. Can you cross the leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. And then turn towards your right knee. Pressing the knees together, lift up through the belly, through the heart. Good, right. And the shoulders are nice and even. And take a revolve to the right there. And notice how that's different from when the legs were apart. Yeah. And still with the same idea of, that belly button skin area being the one to roll around. And then the rib cage, the heart, the throat, the head, and shoulders follow. Kind of a natural way, an organic way, rather than just cranking around from the head and shoulders down. And then come back to center and fold over the legs with them crossed and keep trying to push the knees together. So you got that activation going on as best you can. And the forward fold is very different here too, right?
Yeah.
A lot more compression into the belly and chest area. And the torso can't go as far because the upper thigh is there, higher up.
Yeah, usually
And then
floor.
Then reach forward with the arms, lift the torso up and reach forward with the arms and sit up, all the way up. And bring the hands down. Now this is an interesting way to work with the core. Let's change the cross of the legs. Ground the sits bones, press the knees together. What, is she there?
No, my shirt got caught on.
Oh, you got caught on your chair.
Weird.
All right, it's okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got loose.
Press the knees together, sit up tall. Yeah, and squeeze the knees towards each other, even though it's crossed over, right? So you're squeezing towards the center line. And then bring the torso forward, keeping that squeeze going. And let's sit up and twist towards the left leg. Keep squeezing the legs together, lifting from the pelvic floor, through the belly, through the heart, through the throat, through the crown. Letting the revolve originate in that waist navel area. And the rest of the upper body follows. Grounding the right foot, squeezing the legs, or drawing the legs towards the center line of the body. And then come back to center. and uncross the legs and straighten them out so that you're on your heels. And press the heels into the floor and flex the feet. Really pull the toes back towards your shins. And take your hands and hold on to the bottom of your chair. Can you grab a piece of your chair there with the hands, all right? Or it's, yeah, the arms are a little bit in the way, I see. So the legs are engaged. The feet are flexed and you're pressing the heels into the floor and then lift the torso. And see if you can lift the right leg, reaching the heel across the room and then lower it down. Yeah. And then try the left. Yeah. And then let's try the right again, reaching the heel across the room, keeping both legs active. Ground the left heel, the right heel is reaching across the room. And then lower and change sides. Just hold it for a breath or two. And then lower it. Now make sure you're on your chair, okay? And see if you can lean forward, bringing the chest towards the thighs. Keep the feet engaged, flex the heels, flex the ankles, heels are grounded, legs are active. Feel the flesh of the legs gently engaged into the bones. And gently sit up. Bring the feet underneath. And just sit for a moment, take a breath and observe how that feels. And let's stand up and have your chair on one end of your mat. And bring the hands onto the front of the seat of your chair. And then walk back as far as you can, being aware of keeping the heels under the hips, and lengthen the torso and lengthen the arms. Let me see where you are there. How's your arm doing with that? Oh, you look pretty good there.
It's doing
Now,
okay.
really, what's that?
It's doing okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now, lift the head up just a little bit and point the crown towards the chair with the head where it is. Yes. Now see if you can glide your breastbone forward as you draw your sits bones back.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Just make sure the chair is not going to go away from you completely.
Well,
You
my
okay?
arm's long, that's why I have to move it.
And then walk towards the chair now and do a forward bend with the hands supporting you right close to the chair. So you're going to just come forward for a forward bend. The hands can be either maybe the crown of the head. I forget how far you can. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. There you go. And if it's comfortable here, you can roll the head around again, giving the neck and throat another little massage, kind of stirring up the whole cranial cavity a little bit. You're upside down. Make sure your breath is flowing. The feet are engaged, the legs are charged, supporting you. And the torso is like a waterfall cascading over the front of your legs. And then hold still for a few more breaths. You might want to hold the elbows if that's comfortable for you. I think you might have already, yeah, there you go. Then bring the hands back to the chair and come to a flat back with that concave upper body arch. So aligning the ankles right under the hips and the heels of the hands right under your shoulders and lengthening the spine. This is And then bring the right arm out in front of you, reaching. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, good. And then take it out to the right if you can, palm down. And then bring it back out in front of you and down to the chair. And let's try the left arm, reaching left arm forward, right off the shoulder. So you're grounding into the feet in the right hand, left arm is reaching, the legs are engaged, the arm is charged, the spine is long. Take the left arm off the shoulder wherever you can. And then back in front and down. Now let's bring the right foot back onto the ball of the foot. So the weight's going to start to shift a little bit to the left. And with the right foot flexed, lift and lower it a few times. So you could tap down onto the ball of the foot and then lift, reaching the heel towards the wall behind you. Now, as you do that, stay engaged in the belly, stay engaged in the leg muscles. Spine is still lengthening, the arms are still engaged. Breath is flowing. And next time you lift it, hold there. And then bend the left knee and come into high lunge, lowering the right foot to the floor. So you're going to continue to use the chair for support, bend the front knee and come to high lunge. Is that okay? Make sure the left knee stays over the left ankle. And stretch through the back leg. You okay there with that chair?
Get this out of the way.
Oh, your blanket was in the way?
Okay.
Feel the stretch in the back of the calf and the back of the knee. Gliding the breastbone forward, shoulder blades hugging the back of the heart, belly is gently engaged, left foot is grounded. And then see if you can straighten the front knee out and lengthen the spine. It's a variation of supported Parsvottanasana. Or to me, it looks like the Egyptian hieroglyphs. So take your stretch where you feel balanced, where you feel a stretch, and also that you feel like you're not straining or forcing. And then step forward and take the forward bend again. And your forward bend is deep enough that you go right in front of the chair. And if you do, see if you can bring the back of your head to the edge of the chair or the neck or shoulders, depending how far down you can actually go. Let me see where you're at. Yeah. And if you like, you could hold on to the elbows again. And maybe rock the torso side to side, tapping the right elbow to the right shin, the left elbow to the left shin. Yeah. Get a little movement going there. And then hold still for a few breaths. And then bring the hands back to the chair and find that concave flat back position again with the ankles right under the hips, heels of the hands right under the shoulders, palms and fingers grounding in the seat bottom, 4 points of the feet grounding into your mat, arms and legs charged, spine is long, breastbone floating forward towards the crown. Now let's take the left foot back or the opposite leg. And the same thing with the foot flexed, reaching through the ankle flex, reaching towards the wall behind you with the heel. Lift and lower a few times. And next time you lift, pause and hold, trying to level the pelvis. So be aware that the hips stay even with each other, which means you might have to lower the leg a little bit. It doesn't go higher than the hip for today. And notice if all of a sudden all the weight came onto the hands and arms, and see if you can reactivate balancing on the right foot or the leg that you're balancing on. And then bend the front knee and bring the ball of the foot down of the back leg and press through the heel as the hands press into the seat. Make sure the right knee stays over the right ankle. And if you're feeling very flexible in the legs, you can just keep walking the left leg back until you get to your maximum stretch that you want to experiment with today. And then see if you can straighten the front leg and lengthen the torso and the arms a little further forward. So all 10 toes are pointing forward, both legs are straight, trying to once again level the hips, draw the right hip back and under, reaching forward through the spine, through the crown. And then gently bend the front knee, step forward, and come to a forward bend again. And then gently stand yourself up. Let me see what chair you have there. No, the arms, I have to, think about that.
I can get another chair. I just happened to be here and I thought,
Well, not today though. Have your left toes in the middle of the chair on the floor. We're going to do a triangle with it.
oh, okay.
So step wide into triangle legs. And then reach with the left arm and bring it onto the chair. Your left foot will be under the chair, so you can get in alignment with the support of the chair to really open the body up in triangle. So make sure that your left heel is aligned to either your right arch or big toe mound or heel, right? And bring your hands to the hips and ground, charge the legs. Then start to reach out and down to the seat bottom with your left hand and bring that down and keep lengthening through the torso and lift the right arm up. And even if this isn't your full extension and triangle, I want you to think about studying it here in this supported, way with the chair. So grounding the feet, feeling like the pelvis rises up from the tops of the thighs, the spine reaches out long, and our arms lengthening away from each other, and the crown of the head long off the top of the torso. You feel the inhale come in through the arches, up through the legs, through the pelvic floor, through the spinal column, out in every direction. And then sit up, bring the torso up. Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands to the hips. And then gently bring the feet together and try the other side. So the right foot's going to go under the chair, and you step the left foot back, maybe not your full triangle length, but that's up to you. In its most advanced expression, the distance between the legs is a leg length, right? Hands to the hips, establish evening the sides of the spine out, up over the triangle of the pelvis and legs. Then start to reach with the right hand, find the chair, keeping length on the right and side of the left side of the body, and then lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Your gaze can be straight forward to the screen or up to the left hand if that's comfortable. Now, use the support of the chair to help you really get a sense of grounding into the 4 points of your feet. So the arches are lifting, drawing that earth energy up to the pelvic floor, through the spinal column, out the arms, out the crown. But there's also the grounding current coming down from the crown through the spinal column, through the legs into the earth. Just breathe along those channels for a few breaths. And then carefully come upright, hands to the hips, turn the toes forward and step together. And let's turn to face the chair and take this supported downward facing dog. Heels under the hips, hands on the seat bottom, lengthening the legs, lengthen the torso, lengthen the arms. And then come forward a little bit and come onto your knees and bring the forearms onto your chair and walk the knees back and see how far you can stretch this out, Carolyn. It's table pose, but you're using the chair for the forearms. So the knees are under your hips, spine is long, belly is gently engaged, the forearms are grounding, the palms are grounding, and you're reaching long through. How's that for your shoulder and everything, okay? Walk your knees back a little bit.
Pardon me?
Walk your knees back a little bit. Really lengthen your spine. There we go. Now I want to see you lengthen that spine. Lift the head a little bit, keeping the crown come towards the, yep. And then gently crawl towards the chair like a little baby. And hold on to the sides of the chair with the front of your torso against it. Can you do that okay with that chair? Yeah. And then we're going to use this to make a supported camel pose, okay? So lifting, grounding into the shins, lifting up from the pelvic floor, keeping the front of the body attached to the chair. Draw the elbows back, draw the shoulders back, lift the heart. And then float back in a gentle arch, like a nice camel. You can bring the hands to the low back if you feel stable there. Open the heart, like the heart's going to go forward and up to the sky. And the thighs are drawing forward, the inner thighs are pulling forward, shins are grounding, breath is flowing. And on your next exhale, release and simply sit back as far as you can and cross your forearms on top of the chair and bring your forehead down, rounding the back body. And then sit up and let's come back to where we started with the chairs up, the legs up on the chair. Arms at your side at a comfortable position. There. Good. Do you need that's it. Let's do that. Take a few breaths. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. And then just let your breath flow in its own natural way. And allow the body now to come back to where we started, being fully supported on the chair and on the ground. And also you, Carolyn, yourself, being supported, safe and secure in your own body. And hopefully through some of these practices today, a little bit more relaxed and stretched out, unkinked and opened up. And imagine that through your feet, there's a healing, cool breeze coming in gently, softly through the soles of the feet, bringing harmonization and relaxation, soothing, healing energies through the feet to your ankles and shins and calves. And now that moves upwards through the knees into the knee joints. A cool healing breeze up into the thighs, fronts, backs, and sides of the thighs, relaxing, being soothed. And then on up into the pelvic floor and the pelvic bowl, the hips, your low belly and your low back. Coming up into the stomach and navel region. A cool healing breeze into the rib cage area and all your organs here. Receiving this soothing, healing energy to your heart center, the upper chest and upper back, your shoulder joints. Cool, healing, soothing energy and breeze down the arms, your upper arms, your elbow joints, your forearms and wrists, your hands, and all 10 fingers and all 10 fingertips. And now up into the neck and throat, soothing, healing energy like a cool breeze, or a warm breeze if you prefer. Up into your head and face and scalp. Relaxing you, soothing you, wherever you need it, in exactly the way you need it, all the way up to the crown of your head. And your whole body pulsating with this cool, soothing, healing energy, like a breeze gently wafting throughout and all around you, soothing you in every way you need, just the way you need it right now. Just a few more moments here, completely relaxing, completely supported in Shavasana.